And we are 10 minutes away from game time, so you know what that means. It is almost time to play ball. Good afternoon and welcome to historic Russell E. Diethrick Park here in Jamestown, New York, as the 21-7-2 Jamestown Tarp Skunks get set to take on game 1 of 2 of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader against the 18-10 Doubledays. I'm Jalen Ferguson, and alongside me is the legendary Dre Guinness. And Dre, following the tie against Batavia 2 nights ago, the Tarp Skunks, they then traveled to Geneva yesterday, and not only did they beat them, but they completely shut them out by a final score of 9-0.
Yeah, it was a complete team effort, and emphasis on the word complete. Camp Churchill took the ball for the Tarp Skunks through a complete game 3-hitter against the Geneva Red Wings as the Tarp Skunks pick up a 9-0 win on the road to improve their record on the road to 14-2-1. But here's the thing, you mentioned let's go back to that tie ball game against Batavia on Friday night. You look at the line score, and every other inning, one team had the advantage over the other. It was like looking at a score sheet of a 10-round title fight that ended up in a draw. And yeah, well, that draw does leave a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. There is a bright spot to that, in that, the last couple of games, yesterday Batavia was down 7-2 to Elmira. They had to burn their bullpen and fight back to get that win. Right now, they're kind of burning their bullpen a little bit as well up in Niagara, holding on to a 5-2 lead. Jamestown went out and was able to cruise yesterday. So I'm wondering if the momentum might have shifted between the two teams as they battle for that number 1 spot in the Western Division.
Yeah, that's right. Camp Churchill playing a complete game of 9 innings to get the win in Geneva. But now, coming off of a long road game, we come back home and it's a doubleheader. I gotta ask, is fatigue gonna set in here, coming back home late last night and then having to come back home and then play a doubleheader? How are they gonna manage their lineup and manage that fatigue that might set in for 2 games?
Well, I think you're gonna see a number of players in game 1 that are not gonna get a start in game 2. I think you're gonna see a number of guys, JRC, who is not starting game 1. He might get a start in game 2. Heath Fetchick might get a start in game 2. Jackson Enders. I mean, there's a number of pieces on this team that you can plug and play, not only on the infield, but in the outfield as well. Really, I think where it's going to come down to is bullpen management, because, you've got 2 games back-to-back here, 7 innings each, but still you're going to have to really be on top of not only your pitchers but their usage. And then on the road tomorrow at Batavia, you have to make sure that you have fresh, able arms in that bullpen ready to go at a moment's notice tomorrow as well.
Yeah, that's right. And this is the second time these 2 teams are facing in a doubleheader, after Jamestown a couple of weekends ago completely beat Auburn in both games of those doubleheaders. The first one going into extra innings, and then the second game was a 10-0 shutout. So today, like you said, they're going to have some new name, like Sean Spitarelli at third base. We haven't seen play just yet, but according to the stats, he's been playing really good with the bat in his hands.
Yeah, a small sample size, but hitting 471 in that small sample size. We'll see what he can do with a full start here at home in front of the Tarp Skunks faithful. And if you're in the area and on the fence about whether you want to come down, it is an absolutely gorgeous day here, and free tickets, free admission to the doubleheader. Absolutely no excuse not to come down and enjoy an afternoon of Tarp Skunks baseball.
That's right. Barely any clouds in the sky, some scattered clouds, but beautiful day for baseball, very sunny. They are going to get both of these games in. Both games are going to be 7 innings long.
Yeah, it'll be nice to actually get get in the doubleheader. The doubleheader against Elmira that was supposed to be here got washed out, never rescheduled. And then going up to Elmira for a doubleheader last week, and 1 game in, 1 game out. So it'll be nice to actually play 2 and get 2 in tonight. And I think you're definitely going to see a difference between game 1 and game 2, especially with the way that the wind plays here at the ballpark. During the afternoon, the wind does tend to blow a little bit from right to left, and that's exactly what it's doing now. Once that sun starts to go down, though, that wind changes direction and starts blowing right to the left. So whatever game plan and strategy you have for that for game 1, throw it out the window for game 2.
That's right. And not only is the Tarp Skunks going to manage their schedule, but we're also managing our schedule up here. I'm going to get the whole game today, and then the first game, and then you're going to get the whole second game.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good to be able to put in that work.
Yeah, I mean, best time to do it is today. I mean, with 2 games.
As we are getting close to National Anthem and starting first pitch, I want to go ahead and send out congratulations in order to a couple of former Tarp Skunks. First off, Ian Korn drafted 299 in the 10th round to the San Francisco Giants. I'm definitely excited about that Tarp Skunk Giant connection here. And Ryan Bilka, who drafted by the Cleveland Guardians, played here back in 2023. So the Jamestown Tarp Skunks with their first couple of Major League draftees. And congratulations to them. We will definitely be following their careers with heavy interest, I think we could say.
Yep, heavy interest indeed.
Surprisingly, though, at this point, Ben Slanker has not been drafted. I'm going to follow the draft throughout the rest of the day to see if he gets picked up, and if he does, we'll go ahead and announce it here. But 2 former Tarp Skunks joining the ranks of the major leagues, and possibly a third one if selected later on today. Let's talk real quick about playoffs. Batavia a game and a half ahead of the Tarp Skunks. They are currently winning in Niagara over the Ironbacks by a score of 5-2 last time I was able to check. Their magic number to clinch a playoff spot going into today is 5. Tarp Skunks going into today is 7. If that score in Niagara holds up, Batavia's magic number will drop to 4, and the Tarp Skunks can get their magic number down to as low as 5 with a sweep here today.
And we're going to step aside for the national anthem and the first pitch and the starting lineups after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that at this time, please rise to the table and remove your caps and sing along if you like, as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
And that'll do it for the national anthem. Now let's give you the starting lineup for the Auburn Doubledays.
All right, here he is, your starting lineup for the Auburn Doubledays. Leading off in left field is going to be Ethan Smith. Batting second, the center fielder, Teddy Monahan. Third baseman, Chase Moore, will bat third. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Justin Batts. William Ragland will bat fifth and play second base. The shortstop, Flynn Shoup, will bat 6th. Batting 7th, the designated hitter, Brendan Smith. Batting 8th behind the dish, the backstop, Jose Tavares. The extra hitter, Miles Fontaine, will bat 9th. And batting 10th, the right fielder, Michael Ambrosio. They will be facing Eli Bryant here this afternoon. Bryant, making his 6th appearance, only his 3rd start, comes in with a 1-0 record, 4.15 ERA. 13 innings pitched. He's given up 14 hits, 6 runs all earned, 7 walks against 12 strikeouts. Hitters hitting .286 against him. And he will have a tall test ahead of him today, as the Auburn Doubledays coming in at 18-10, sitting in 3rd place. 3 games behind the Tarp Skunks for the 2 spots. So very important for the Skunks to win these games today to give themselves some distance and lock down a home game as we get ever closer to the end of the regular season.
Well, the last doubleheader that these 2 teams had, the Tarp Skunks were able to handle business, getting not one but both of those games back in Auburn. So they really were able to gain some distance from them. Now, their task is to make sure that they clear a path away from the Auburn Doubledays.
Now, Auburn coming in, again, 18-10. They're in 3rd place. Elmira with 15 wins. They're in 4th place. The Ironbacks coming into today, 5th place, only a half a game behind Elmira. So each of these games down the rest for the next 2 weeks is going to be extremely important. Here to tell you about the first inning and the opening pitch, it's Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Dre. As Eli Bryant will get the start, he will face Ethan Smith on a Sunday afternoon game 1 doubleheader. As the first pitch outside for a ball. 4:03, the official time of the first pitch. So 1-0. The 1-0 catches the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Defensively for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, it'll be Weeks, Moore, Dugan from left to right. Spitaleri, Jordan, Kiefer, and Smith third to first. Branson Lindquist behind the dish, and Eli Bryant on the mound.
1-1. That's a chopper back up the middle coming in as Spitaleri throws on the first, not in time. And Ethan Smith gets himself an infield single.
Infield single on a ball that wasn't hit very hard. Spitaleri didn't really have much of a play on it. Credit him to getting the ball to first base closer than expected. And now there's something going on. Oh, baseball got loose down in the Auburn bullpen. So CJ Dugan had to go retrieve it.
So that's going to bring in Teddy Monahan. Ethan Smith taking a big lead at first. The 0-0, good block by Lindquist. And 1-0 the count of the ball in the dirt.
Eli Bryant's going to have to figure out a way to shake that first base hit off. Not a lot he could do about it. Almost a swinging bunt.
Definitely a tough ball to make a play on. As the 1-0 catches the zone for a strike, 1-1. So 1-1, Ethan Smith at first. That one drilled into right center field. That one's going to drop down into the gap. Both runners advancing, and Teddy Monahan gets himself a double. So runners at second and third. That's going to bring in Chase Moore.
And that is a rough start here go from an excuse me single to a solid 2-bagger going the opposite way.
Doubledays really, it almost seems like they had this marked on the schedule. I mean, of course it's a doubleheader, but you want to get them back after losing both games back at home. But the Chase Moore swung on and missed. So 0-1 the count. Ethan Smith at third. Teddy Monahan at second. The 0-1 catches the zone, and now Eli Bryant has himself an 0-2 count.
That was a good pitch on an 0-1, going from a fastball to a changeup. Changed the speed. Needs to work on changing eye elevation and location on each side of the plate, too, throughout this game.
It's a ground ball up the middle, and that's fielded by Jordan. Throws on the first, and Nolan Smith came off the bag. He is safe, and the run scores. Now runners at the corners now at first and third.
First baseman number 32, Justin Betts.
Ready to see how they score that one. There will be an RBI.
I've not given them a hit yet. Oh, now they have.
Okay.
So that's going to bring in Justin Batts. Watches the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count.
So the question is, and really it's a tough question to answer, how do you make adjustments on balls that are just not getting hit that hard?
I think you would have to come in on those a little bit faster. As the 0-1 misses 1-1 now.
With the exception of Monahan, Smith and Moore, not solid contact.
1-1 to Justin Batts. That one just missing the zone. 2-1. For balls that are not getting hit hard, it's almost like you have to read it a lot quicker. But you got to try not to overrun the ball. That's a ground ball down the third baseline. Steps on the bag at first. Throws on the second and tags the runner. So that'll be a double play, but the run does score. Doubledays now up 2-0. So now nobody on with 2 outs. That's going to bring in William Ragland.
Definitely not the start the Tarp Skunks wanted.
First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
But I think as long as they can manage, just get out of this with only giving up 2 runs, I think they're going to be all right. But they've got to get to the dugout ASAP.
They do. 1-0. Just misses. 2-0 the count. So they're going to have to get back into the bullpen or back into the dugout with minor damage done. And with Eli Bryant just focusing on the batters, nobody on, that approach can definitely help. 2-0. Just misses, and now Eli Bryant is behind 3-0. He's going to have to find a way to battle back into this at-bat here. 3-0. That one's in the zone.
Well, the Skunks need him to eat up innings. Now, even though Camp Churchill went complete game yesterday, you don't want to have to use a lot of guys out of your bullpen, especially in game 1 of a doubleheader.
The 3-1 misses, and so William Ragland gets on, and that's going to bring in Flynn Shoup. I got to say, like you said, Camp Churchill, he went the whole game. You're most likely not going to be calling him today. I would like to see his pitch count from yesterday.
96.
But him pitching a whole game, that really does help the bullpen because now you have a lot more fresher arms. So the first pitch to Flynn Shoop misses the zone 1-0.
I think it averaged 10.2 pitches per inning.
That was a pretty good outing for Camp Church. Snap throw to first, and they got him! So that'll do it for Auburn Doubledays, but they put up 2 runs. Tarp Skunks get a chance to answer back as we go to the bottom of the first.
Two nothing Auburn as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here's the starting lineups for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Leading off in center field will be Grant Moore. Eric Weeks will bat second in left field. The first baseman, Nolan Smith, will bat third. Paul Delanto batting cleanup. He will be the extra hitter. Dom Costello batting fifth. He will be the DH. Right fielder, CJ Dugan bats sixth. Caleb Jordan bats seventh and will be at shortstop. Branson Lindquist behind the dish will bat eighth. John Spitaleri at third base bats ninth, and batting 10th at second base is Tito Kiefer. They will be facing on the mound Joseph Williams for the Auburn Doubledays. 6th appearance, 6th start. He comes in with a 4-1 record, a 5.20 ERA, 27 2/3 innings pitched, 28 hits, 17 runs, 16 of those earned. He has thrown 14 walks against 21 strikeouts, and teams are hitting .262 against him. And here to tell you about the bottom of the first inning, it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Tarp Skunks looking to answer back after Auburn put up 2 runs on 3 hits. But it all starts with the first at bat. I was going to bring in Grant Moore to lead it off for the Tarp Skunks.
Grant Moore, a .352 hitter on the season.
That one's popped up down left field and out of play.
And Moore actually made a .352. A home run, 16 RBIs. Leads the team with 21 stolen bases, only 4 away from tying the single-season franchise record.
Second pitch, fouled behind the backstop, and Grant Moore now finds himself in an 0-2 count. Very familiar situation that he sees himself in. But like we said, he tends to do a lot better being behind in the count. But the 0-2 to Grant Moore. Driven out, and leaping is Ragland, cannot make the play. Grant Moore leads it off with a single.
Well, there you go. 2 strikes. Lines one right over the head of the second baseman for a base hit. And now the number 2 of the 1-2 punch coming up with Eric Weeks. And for Eric Weeks, leading all hitters for the Tarp Skunks, .371 average, 35 RBIs on the season.
He's going for the single season RBI in franchise. It's the first pitch, misses for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, he's 13 behind the record of 48 set by Justin Bremner last year.
Grant Moore at first. And that's a chopper fouled at the plate, according to the home plate umpire.
It might have gone off for Weeks.
Yeah, when that hits the batter, it is automatically fouled.
And actually, correction, it was 38 RBIs. Bremner set 2 records last year, 48 hits, 38 RBIs. So Weeks only 3 behind that.
So the 1-1 to Eric Weeks. Grant Moore at first. The 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1. Middle infielders at double play depth.
Grant Moore leads the team with 27 hits, so he would need 21 more hits over the next 2 weeks.
Snap throw to first. Not in time. Grant Moore gets back in safely. Eric Weeks looking to get aboard and advance Grant Moore. Grant Moore increasing his lead. He's going. That is a swing, and that's off Grant Moore. Grant Moore is out. Throws on to first, and they got Weeks.
That is the most unfortunate. Well, now they're going to say Weeks gets first. Dead ball because it hit Moore.
So they avoid the double play. But again, like you said, very unfortunate. It hit Grant Moore on the way to second. So that's 1 down. That's going to bring in Nolan Smith. And the first pitch to Nolan Smith, that one is lined into center field. Nolan Smith has himself the single.
And now imagine if Moore hadn't been hit. That would have brought in a run. You know, it's the danger of the hit and run. And I mean, there's nothing that you can say to analyze it, and oh well, you could have done this to get out of the way, or this, that, or the other thing. No, it was a split-second bang play. It's just one of those unfortunate things in baseball.
And it was a hit and run too. I was gonna bring in Paul Delanto. First pitch to Delanto outside for a ball.
The most important thing is got to make sure that Moore is okay. That didn't do any real damage.
He looked like he walked off pretty good. So, by the looks of it, he looks okay. First baseman on the grass, Eric Weeks at second. Swung on and missed is Paul Delanto.
Delanto tied for the team lead with 2 home runs. Comes in batting .254 on the season, 14 RBIs.
Hit 2 home runs over the fence, 1 in Olean and 1 here. 1-1 to Delanto. That one popped up fouled. Out of play. I'm still not clear. What do you score Eric Weeks is? That wasn't a fielder's choice. That was just a put out?
I mean, I put RI in for Moore, runner interference, so I guess I could drop that down to Weeks. That's one of those unusual scoring things. You don't see it very often, so it's not something that they actually have the instructions for in the book.
The 1-2 misses, and so now it is 2-2 the count.
Gives me a little homework to do tonight.
So the 2-2, that one up and straight to Monahan coming in, and the outfield's bullseye, and he makes the catch for the out.
Loud contact off the bat, just got a little bit under it.
So that's going to bring in Dominic Costello.
Ran into Dom by the batting cages earlier today. First chance to connect and say hello. Nice to see you again.
I really should do that too. Talk to Dom.
And there's an interesting story about how he got back here.
So the first pitch, and that one is through the infield. Coming is Eric Weeks waving him around. He's going to score. Dom Costello gets an RBI single, and just like that, they narrow the lead to 1. It is 2-1.
Well, nice piece of hitting by Costello going the other way. Driving the ball in far enough to get Weeks home.
Number 39, C.J. Dugan.
We'll see if Dugan can continue to move the line. He has been impressive as of late.
He is. Impressive outfielder, impressive hitting. Really been key. First pitch to Dugan, swung on and missed. So 0-1 the count.
You know, Williams took something off that first pitch. Dugan looking fastball. Williams came in with something off speed.
He was also inside. If Dugan made contact, he was going to get jammed up. Well, the 0-1 to Dugan. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. And Dugan falls quickly behind 0-2.
You know, talking to Dom Costello, he was originally supposed to play in a new league forming in Houston, but went from 6 teams to 4 teams to 3 teams to just not happening. Costello making the phone call.
And that's a ground ball up the middle. Tosses on for the second and gets the put out, and that'll do it. But the Tarp Skunks dwindle the lead down to 1. Auburn Doubledays up 2-1.
Two to 1 Auburn as we go to the top of the second inning. Doubledays will send up Shoop, Smith, and Tavares to face Eli Bryant. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Eli Bryant here to start his second inning of work. Going up against Flynn Shoop to lead it off here at the top of the second.
The shortstop, number 43, Flynn Shoop.
Tarp Skunks on the road tomorrow at Batavia. They will be back here on Wednesday to face the Muck Dogs. The final 2 Jamestown Batavia matchups of the regular season.
First pitch to Shoop is foul behind the backstop. You know, those 2 Batavia games are going to be really important. That is going to set the tone for the playoffs.
I'm not looking forward to going out there tomorrow.
Me neither. As after all that stuff that happened 2 nights ago.
Oh, it's getting testy between those 2 teams.
The 0-1 outside, 1-1. It's getting testy. It's about a rivalry. Is how a rivalry should. Is how a rivalry is going.
I'm looking more forward to going to Niagara Falls for the last time this year.
1-1. That one just misses. 2-1 the count to Flynn Shoop.
No, Delonto held that pitch there for a extended period. Give the home plate umpire a good look, but not budging.
So 2-1 to Flinshoop. Outside. Lindquist being able to keep it. 3-1. And Eli Bryant does not want to lose Flinshoop here. So the 3-1 to Shoop. That one in the zone, and now the count is full.
That was almost a 3-1. Gotta have it.
Kind of did have to have it after the last one was ball 3.
Looks like Grant Moore's all right, still out in center field.
Yeah. So the full count here. That one popped up and straight to Dugan. Barely has to move. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Dugan was Vogue posing out in right field, just waiting for the ball to get to him, and dropped right into his glove for the first out.
Barely had to move there. So that's going to bring in Brendan Smith, the DH. Both teams with 3 hits. Auburn up 2-1 here in the top of the second. And the first pitch, that one kind of slipped out of Eli Bryant's hands, as Brendan Smith had to duck underneath of it.
Brendan Smith coming in, batting .378, 12 RBIs.
So the 1-0 to Brendan Smith. That one inside, but just missed. 2-0 the count.
Bottom of the 9th inning in Niagara, Batavia with a 6-2 lead over the Ironbacks.
2-1 is in there. So we count 2-1 to Brendan Smith.
The Niagara Falls Americans trailing Elmira at 9-7, trying to break their 11-game losing streak. That one in the bottom of the 6th.
2-1. Swung on and missed by Brendan Smith. Now the count is even 2-2.
Only in Newark, no score in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Niagara Falls and Elmira have a doubleheader coming up a little bit later on. We'll get you the rest of the scores. Oh, there's only one more.
Swung on a miss from Brendan Smith, and he has sat down on strikes for the 2nd out.
Well, definitely a much better start to the inning for Eli Bryant than the top of the first. First strikeout on the day for him.
So that's going to bring in Jose Tavares, the catcher.
Utica and Boonville, the only other game going on later tonight.
First pitch inside for a ball. 1-0.
So playoff positioning is starting to shape up. With the win, Batavia's playoff clinching magic number goes to 4.
And the 1-0 driven out to center field. Coming in is Grant Moore. Grant Moore calls everybody off, and that will do it. Auburn Doubledays go down 1-2-3. Tarp Skunks answer back after this.
Visit ProfessionalWorks.us. Professional Works, because you
2-1 Auburn as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Caleb Jordan, Branson Lindquist, and Sean Spitaleri due up to face Williams in his second inning of work. They just announced over the PA that Ryan Bilke and Ian Korn drafted in the MLB draft. Congratulations, the first 2 Tarp Skunks in franchise history to be drafted to the major leagues. And of course, for me, Ian Korn, definitely a hometown pickup, as I'm a huge San Francisco Giants fan.
It's a really good pickup. Like you said, getting drafted to your team and also from the same city as you are.
No, that was Jackson Flora, number 4 overall pick.
So I was going to bring in Caleb Jordan to lead it off here at the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Jackson Flora, hometown, Pleasanton, California, second player from my hometown.
First pitch is ground ball to second base, and out at first is Caleb Jordan. So on the first pitch, he goes down. That's going to bring in Branson Lindquist.
Yeah, you don't like those one pitch, one away situations. Williams hasn't had to throw a whole lot of pitches, even though he did give up 3 hits in the first inning.
It's going to be about extending the at-bats, making the starting pitcher run up their pitch counts. First pitch to Branson Lindquist in there for a strike. 0-1.
And that had some heat to it because you hear the snap in the glove.
It almost sounded like he hit the palm. The 0-1 misses. Now it's 1-1 the count.
Yeah, that one looked like it just missed up.
So 1-1. Just outside. 2-1 to Branson Lindquist. Kicks and deals as Williams. Swung on and fouled. The 2-1. So now it is 2-2 the count.
You know, Williams, the workhorse on this team, he's worked the most innings so far. Now 29 with the inning and a third chalked up today. Came in 27 2/3.
2-2 to Branson Lindquist, up high for a ball. And the count is full for Branson. You know, it's going to be important to make Auburn go to their dugout or go to their bullpen very quickly.
Lindquist on a 3-2.
3-2, check swing. And he is sat down on strikes. So that'll be 2 outs for the Tarp Skunks. That's going to bring in Sean Spitaleri.
First strikeout for Williams, and I'm not sure if the home plate umpire called that on the swing or called that on the pitch, because it was a really good pitch. Could have gone either way.
We're going to bring in Sean Spitaleri. Finally get a chance to see what he does. First pitch up high for a ball. I want to know. Sean Spitaleri, every time he plays in the against the teams that we don't broadcast against.
So they're trying to hide him. Secret weapon.
1-0 misses, and so now it is 2-0.
Spitaleri just graduating high school, joining the Skunks a little bit later in the season.
Came along with the cavalry.
Yeah, he's been putting up some numbers.
2-0. That's a ground ball to second base. Throws on the first. And that'll do it for the inning. Tarp Skunks go down 1-2-3. We head to the top of the third. It is still 2-1.
Top of the third inning we go. Fontaine, Ambrosio, and back to the top of the order for Ethan Smith. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Eli Bryant coming out to start his third inning of work. Giving up 2 runs back in the first, but putting up a 0 in the second.
So Batavia beat the Ironbacks 6-2. That is a final. And as a result of that, this is where it starts to get fun when you start talking about playoffs. The Tarp Skunks magic number has dropped to 6. They didn't even need to play today, and their magic number is down to 6.
First pitch fouled. Nolan Smith going and out of play. And the Doubledays bullpen.
So with a sweep of the Doubledays, their magic number would drop to 4 and tie Batavia's magic number of 4.
So 0-1 to Fontaine, misses 1-1. So with a sweep here, that means they would have to win 2 or lose 2, or
so it's the way the magic number works is it's a combination of Skunks wins and Ironbacks losses that would equal at this point 6.
a 1-1 misses outside.
So with 2 wins today, that takes 2 off the magic number.
Okay.
If for some reason Batavia and Jamestown tie tomorrow and the Ironbacks lose, then both Batavia and Jamestown's magic number would drop to 3.
2-1 in there, and now the count is even 2-2.
Yeah, the magic number is one of those fun baseball things that drive even the most learned mathematicians absolutely batty.
Well, it's definitely coming down to the wire here. Both Batavia and Jamestown has been fighting for that number 1 spot. The 2-2 outside gets past Lindquist, and so the count is full, 3-2.
After today, the Tarp Skunks with only 9 more games left in the season. 4 on the road, 5 here at home.
Well, definitely, I think this starts the 4th quarter of the season, actually.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely stretch time.
3-2. And that hits Fontaine on the elbow guard. So he will lead it off with a hit by pitch. So that's going to bring in Michael Ambrosio.
For Ambrosio, probably one of the lightest hitters on the Doubleday team, coming in batting 118 on the season. 17 at bats, only 2 hits.
So the first pitch to Ambrosio lays down a bunt to Nolan Smith, and he's just going to tag Ambrosio on the way to first. Tarp Skunks get the out, but Fontaine advanced to scoring position at second base. And so we roll it back up to the top of the lineup. It is Ethan Smith.
And, not a bad decision. You got a guy coming in, struggling at the plate. Not a big sample size in 17 at bats, but get the runner over, sacrifice bunt, and it was perfect. Did its job.
So Ethan Smith, he singled in his last at bat. He watches the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the Kings.
And it was not hit very hard at all.
No, that was almost, like you said, a swinging bunt there. Sean Spitaleri had a hard time. The 0-1, that one out of the zone for a ball. 1-1 the count.
That little zone inside third base, that little triangle, if you went from third base to the pitching rubber and then back to that baseline, that little triangle, that has been more trouble for third basemen, both for Skunks and visiting players over the last 3 years than anywhere else on this field.
And the 1-1 outside for a ball. 2-1 the count to Ethan Smith.
It's always when I wish I had a telestrator.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the budget this year
No, not this year.
or next year.
Or any year. Who knows? 2-1. That's driven out to right field. Dugan trying to get to it. It'll drop down. Doubledays increase the lead back up to 2. Doubledays now up 3-1.
And that one was hit right down the first base line. Absolutely nothing anyone could have done with it. Dugan did as good of a job as possible to get over and get it back into second to hold Smith to a double and an RBI.
So that's going to bring in Teddy Monahan. He doubled and scored. So with a guy in scoring position, Eli Bryant wants to stop that from happening again. First pitch catches the zone. 1-1 the count. This is game 1 of the Sunday afternoon doubleheader. As the 0-1 fouled behind the dish. Auburn 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Tarp Skunks 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Ethan Smith at second, and Teddy Monahan calling time. Wafting at his face, it might have been a bug that got in his face there. So here is the 0-2. Driven back up the middle, fielded is Caleb Jordan, throws on the first, and they get the out at first. Runner advances to third. 2 outs with a runner 90 feet away.
Good job by Jordan to field that. Double clutched it for a second, but got it over to first just in time as Smith moves to third.
I was going to bring in Chase Moore. He also singled. The first pitch to him, a ground ball to Tito Kiefer, throws on to Nolan Smith, and that'll do it. They stop the next run from scoring. But on one run on 1 hit, Auburn Doubledays are up 3-1.
Bottom of the third inning, we go 3-1 Doubledays with the lead. It'll be Kiefer, then back to the top of the order for Grant Moore and Eric Weeks. And here to tell you all about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Williams having his third inning of work after putting up 0 back in the bottom of the second. And he will face Tito Kiefer at the bottom of the lineup. And if you remember, Tito Kiefer back in the Auburn game, he was a pinch hitter and driven in the tying run. The first pitch to him in the zone for a strike.
Kiefer coming in 314 hitter. He's had a solid season at the plate.
The 0-1 misses. 1-1 to Tito Kiefer. And also named a Western All-Star. And the 1-1 grounded, and that is fouled.
One of 5 Tarp Skunks. Named to the All-Star team, Grant Moore, Tito Kiefer, Eric Weeks, Chase Barron, and Joe Man Santos, who the league mistakenly called Jason Santos. I was going to have fun with it on Friday, and I just, I'll leave it alone.
So 1-2. And that one misses. So it's 2-2 the count to Tito Kiefer. So 2-2. Driven out to right field, fouled down the right field line. Definitely aiming for the corner there. So we're going to do 2-2 all over again. And there is a big gap in right center field.
Oh, they're playing Kiefer really shallow and right.
That's a ground ball up the middle. It gets past Williams, but is fielded by Ragland, and he can't come up with it. So we'll see if they score that an error or a single.
Technically, that could be a base hit because the ball deflected off of Williams' glove. At that point, whatever happens with Ragland is almost incidental. And it looks like, they did tag him with the base hit.
We're going to roll it back up to the top of the lineup for Grant Moore. Tito Kiefer at first base. He's shown to be a problem on the base path. He's dancing at first. First pitch to Grant Moore. That one driven out to left field, but foul.
Not just foul, but very foul. That almost cleared the back fence of the Skunks bullpen.
Amy almost at the creek out there in left.
No, I didn't know there was a creek out there.
Yeah, there is. Snap throw to first. Not in time.
Ooh.
Very close.
I already had one pick off today.
I think they picked off. Was it Justin Batts, I believe? And the 0-1 grounded to first, throws on to second and then back to first, but cannot come up with it. So they only get one out. That'd be a fielder's choice. So it's going to be Eric Weeks standing in here.
Number 6,
It was actually Ragland that got picked off back in the first to end the inning.
Oh, yeah, Ragland. So 1 out. Fake steal by Grant Moore doesn't do it. The first pitch swung on and missed.
Now, Moore, I don't think he knows where he is in the stolen base record chase.
Well, when you offered to tell him, didn't he say don't tell him?
Yep.
And the 0-1 swung on and missed, and now Eric Weeks quickly behind on the count 0-2.
That's a gamer right there. Don't tell me personal records. It's about the team.
That is true. Grant Moore, snap throw to first, and that one gets past. Bats at first. Grant Moore on his way to second. He's rounding second. He's going all the way to third. And the ball finally gets in the infield, so instead of taking one bag, he gets two.
Well, a two-base error on the pitcher Williams, and we'll see if the Skunks can convert that here.
It's almost like Eric Weeks turns on a switch when there is a runner in scoring position.
Again, coming into this game, 35 RBIs, 3 behind the franchise record of 38 for a single season.
Yeah. It's almost like the difference between Eric Weeks when nobody on and Eric Weeks when there's a runner in scoring position, it's almost like two different approaches.
Thriving under pressure. That's what that's all about.
Eric Weeks finds himself quickly behind. Corners semi in.
Wow, right field cheating way in.
He's been playing shallow. Eric Weeks, the 0-2, in the dirt for a ball, 1-2.
Ambrosio playing half the distance that he normally would be playing in right field.
If I'm Eric Weeks, I would try to burn Ambrosio there. The 1-2 misses, so that account is even at 2.
You know, you can't really think about, okay, that's where I want to go. You definitely be looking for something on the outside part of the plate you can drive the other way, but you can't look at that exclusively.
The 2-2 misses, so now the count is full. 3-2 to Eric Weeks. Good job being able to battle back.
And Nolan Smith on deck.
Eric Weeks got on fielder's choice last time. He fouls that one just over the press box. And I gotta say, back in the Batavia game, there was one that was almost 5 feet from this window, and you did not bat an eye at it.
No, there were, I went back and watched that. There were like 5 or 6 that came to where I would normally have flinched.
3-2 is in there for a strike. Eric Weeks sat down looking. That's going to bring in Nolan Smith.
Number 14, Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith now is going to have to get on base if he wants to drive in a run. Sack fly won't do it. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 to Nolan Smith. I think now you're going to have to change your approach. Williams has been throwing strikes. 0-1. In the dirt for a ball. 1-1.
That was an 0-1 chase pitch. Williams throwing it just a bit off the plate. Change up. Try to entice Smith to swing through it.
Williams has shown first pitch strike. As the 1-1 fouled behind the plate.
Smith just on top of that one.
And Auburn was awarded an error. I forget where the error was. It was the double play. No, it was a snap to the first. That was the error.
Yep.
The 1-2 misses. So now the count is even at 2.
E1, 2-base error for Grant Moore to get to third.
So Grant Moore at third with Chase Moore. 2-2. Check swing. And the home or the field umpire said he did not go around. Now the count is even. 3-2. It looked like Auburn thought that was the final out.
Yeah, they had bought in.
Now, full count. In the dirt, Nolan Smith gets aboard via walk. That's going to bring in Paul Delanto.
Number 4, Paul Delanto.
Paul Delanto looking to have a better at-bat than he did last time, flying out to center field.
He had made hard contact, just straight up got underneath it a little bit.
Now runners at the corners for Paul Delanto with 2 outs. That's a ground ball to Ragland. Throws on the short, covering the base, and that'll do it. 2 left on. We go to the top of the 4th. Doubledays still up 3-1.
The Doubledays.
You can bid on game-worn pink jerseys that the Tarp Skunks will wear this Friday, July 17th, as the Newark Pilots coming to town. It's Strikeout Cancer Night. Your chance to bid on game-worn jerseys of your favorite Tarp Skunks player. Go to JamestownTarpSkunks.com for the link and your bid information. You can also buy each available jersey. Buy it now for $100. It'll be Bats, Ragland, and Shoop due up here in the fourth. And here's Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. First pitch for Bats. It's a ground ball to Spittarelli. Throws on the first. And just like that, on the first pitch, they get one out.
Well, Tarp Skunks had one of those. We'll take one. We do a 1-2-3 inning. That would be agreeable.
The last 1-2-3 inning was back the top of the second.
Yep.
He's going to bring in William Ragland. Ragland does not have an official at bat as he walked. So the first pitch to Ragland, swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. My previous play, Sean Spittarelli was pretty much at shortstop when he made the throw. It's the 1-0. Just misses.
Yeah, that's actually an easier play for the third baseman than it is for the shortstop. But the third baseman, your momentum's taking you to first, make it an easy throw. If you're the shortstop, you're charging in and then having to break and change your momentum.
So 1-1. That's a ground ball up the middle. Coming in is Spittarelli. No throw. That was a tough play. That's almost a swinging bunt there.
And right in that little triangle I was talking about earlier, that is a killer for third baseman. Ball's hitting that location.
And again, those are hard to predict as well because you can't come in on those.
No.
I'm going to bring in Flynn Shoop. He flew out to right field. And he has Ragland at first. First pitch to Ragland, or to Shoop, in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Ragland with a semi-modest lead at first. The 0-1 misses. So the count is now even at 1.
I had a good comeback for that, but then I realized it wasn't that good. Wasn't good enough. It was good, but it's not airworthy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. 1-1. It's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Caleb Jordan. Steps on the bag at second, throws on the first. Not in time. So they get the out at second, and so now there are 2 gone.
Jordan, the way he had to feel that ball, he had to feel around with his feet for the bag. Never got a really solid foundation to throw onto first, but no harm, no foul, realistically. And now are we going to get a question of runner interference? And I understand where Joe Reedabout coming out to inquire in it, but I mean, realistically, Ragland was coming in to make a baseball play at second base. It would have been a really hard argument to justify runner interference there.
That's part of the reason why Joe Reedabout only just talked for a moment.
Just checking in.
So I was going to bring in Brendan Smith. He struck out in his last at-bat. The first pitch to him in there for a strike. Flynn Shoop at first. He's taking a modest lead. A little bit. Second pitch fouled behind the dish, and so Flynn Shoop or Brendan Smith is quickly behind 0-2.
This is not a team that steals a lot of bases. Teddy Monahan leads the team with 13, everybody else in single digits.
Well, the 0-2 to Brendan Smith. And the delivery popped up. That one is carrying Nolan Smith, and that one's out of play.
Good effort by Smith on that one.
We're going to do 0-2 all over again.
Conversely, the Tarp Skunks lead the league in stolen bases. Auburn, I believe, ranks 10th.
I think I've gotten used to that aggressive base stealing, not knowing every team's approach on the bases are different. Snap throw to first, not in time. Almost thought Eli Bryant was going to throw back to first on the previous play. Got to keep the runner guessing. That's how he got Ragland. The 0-2, and they rung up Brendan Smith for a second time. Auburn goes down, one left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Auburn still up 3-1.
Costello, Duke, and Jordan due up here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Joseph Williams back on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays to start his fourth inning of work. And here to tell you all about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Williams making his here to start his fourth inning of work, facing Dom Costello to lead it off. Tarp Skunks really need to answer back here. They've been getting hits, but in terms of hits, both teams have been neck and neck, but the Tarp Skunks need to get hits when it matters.
They had a runner at third with less than 2 out, unable to score him in the last inning.
Now he grant more advance on an error. You have to pull the trigger when it was given to you. But the first pitch to Don Costello, inside for a ball. Dom Costello, responsible for the first run for the Tarp Skunks, driving in Eric Weeks. The 1-0 inside for a ball, 2-0.
And this is the part of the game where you start looking at pitch counts. That was pitch number 50 for Joseph Williams. Eli Bryant's at 57 already.
And the 2-0 inside again. And Williams, against Dom, has been throwing it inside for 3 straight pitches. 2-0 almost hit him. Now the 3-0. Inside, but catches the zone for a strike.
Yeah, it's like Williams wants to work that inside part of the plate to Costello, does not want him to extend his arm and get that bat head into the zone.
I mean, if he gets jammed up, it's going to be a pretty tough. That one fouled behind the dish. So now the count is full, 3-2.
Right over our head. I didn't hear the thump, so that must have gotten to the concourse.
3-2 to Dom Costello. Driven out to right field, going is Ambrosio, who makes the catch for the first out.
Well, Ambrosio was actually playing at the appropriate depth for a right-handed hitter, was able to track the line and watch it into his glove.
Well, that's going to bring in C.J. Dugan. Dugan was out after short stepped on the bag at second. So the first pitch to C.J. Dugan. Lays down a bunt, did not pull back. That is a strike.
Interesting thought with one out.
Want to keep infielders guessing, but now the corners are in. 0-1, driven out to left field. And ranging under it is Smith, who makes the catch for the second out. Caleb Jordan back at it again. Grounded out to second base his last time up. Again with the Tarp Skunks. Not easy to strike out. They have 2 strikeouts in the game right now. First pitch, Caleb Jordan outside for a ball. Eric Weeks struck out looking. And Branston Lindquist struck out swinging. But the 1-0 in the dirt for a ball. 2-0.
Williams, one of the few pitchers we've seen here in the PGCBL who actually works out of the windup.
Yeah, that's right.
Has a free and easy release, too.
2-0. Fouled at home plate.
You know, he's not throwing, low 90s or anything, but, everything that he's throwing, it's mechanically, it's sound, it's the same. Not trying to throw too hard. And he's finding the zone. He's able to locate.
Where his position is, it's not really like the windup where somebody is looking dead at the home plate. 2-1 misses. 3-1. No, it's almost like he's in the stretch, but not really. It's kind of slanted there. 3-1 to Caleb Jordan, driven behind the dish.
And that one's going in the concourse.
Now Caleb Jordan has worked himself in a full count here. Full count to Caleb Jordan. Ground ball, fouled, and we're going to do it again. So 3-2. It's a ground ball to Shoop and cannot field it cleanly. So that is most likely going to be an E6 there.
And there was absolutely no question about that. The E went on the board. I think even before Jordan made it to first base.
I was going to bring in Branston Lindquist. He struck out. Second strikeout for the Tarp Skunks today. First pitch for him catches the outside corner for a strike.
Rocking the orange wrist tape today. Retired the dinosaurs?
No, because Tito Kiefer has the dinosaurs today.
You think they trade tape in the locker room?
I know they do. I know for a fact they do. Because Heath Fetchick, Lindquist, Kiefer, and sometimes JRC, they switch tapes. So the 0-1 fouled, and Branston Lindquist is 0-2.
Well, ball players are weird. Did you have any suspicions when you played?
There was some suspicions I was told. After this pitch, I'll say it. 0-2. In the dirt, going is Caleb Jordan. No tag. So he gets himself a stolen base. But a suspicion, my coach always told me, when the pitcher trying to get the close, do not say his name. Only say his number. That is one suspicion.
All right. I was raised with the never step on the chalk.
Don't step on the lines. Swung on and missed is Branston Lindquist, and that'll do it. One left on. We go to the top of the fifth. Doubledays still up 3-1.
Top of the fifth inning here at Diethrick Park. It's still 3-1. Auburn with the lead. They'll send up Tavares, Fontaine, and Ambrosio to face Eli Bryant. And here to tell you about it, it's Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much, Eli Bryant. He's been eating up these innings. Here to start his fifth inning of work. You know, some suspicions. Again, I was going to say, don't step on the foul lines. I think that's just all around baseball, though.
There are some people that will actually go out of their way to step on the lines.
I remember when I was a pitcher, you had to jump over the paths to get to the dugout. But leading off is Jose Tavares. He flew out to center field.
I had my own weird one.
First pitch lined, and that one is fair. Tavares rounding first, going to second. And close play, but Tavares is in second safely.
That's a tough way to start an inning, giving up a leadoff double.
Pulled that one down the third base line. So now Miles Fontaine.
I had to wear a double batting glove on my left hand.
Really?
I would always wear my batting glove, the one that I wore under my glove when I fielded.
Huh. First pitch to Fontaine, in there for a strike.
But then I would always grab somebody else's batting glove and put that on over mine before I hit.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that.
I don't know why I did that, and I don't know where it came from, but it became a thing.
The 0-1 misses. 1-1 the count to Fontaine. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know my school wore the eye paint. I don't know what that would symbolize though. 1-1 outside for a ball. Heath Fetchick, or not Fetchick, Lindquist.
Also, the first time that I would go out to my position at second base before the game started, I would slide, not into the bag. I would just slide into my position to get my uniform dirty. Make me feel like I've already played. Get you in that mindset.
I did that if I was on base and somebody driven in a walk. I would just slide into the closest bag. 2-1 in there for a strike. 2-2.
It would drive my coaches nuts. It also drove some of the umpires nuts. They would actually stop the game and re-drag the spot where I slid.
I remember I was at third. It was driven. There was a walk, so I came across the score. I just slid for no reason across the home plate.
It's not a good way to ingratiate yourself to an umpire.
2-2. Misses. So now the count is full. But that when I did that, I was playing youth baseball. It wasn't high school baseball.
Well, I mean, for me, it didn't matter what level I was playing at. Those were my superstitions. You know, and then of course there's always the sunflower seeds.
3-2. Ground ball to Kiefer. Kiefer throws on the first. Get the first out at first. I was going to bring in Michael Ambrosio. Yeah, the sunflower seeds. I think, yeah, the sunflower seeds was a big one.
Well, for me, it was every other game. I would switch between seeds and gum every other game.
Big League Chew was ours.
Oh, there you go.
First pitch to Ambrosio misses for him.
So on game days, when I did seeds, I would pack my left cheek full of seeds, and that would last me till about the fourth inning.
Yeah.
But on gum days,
the 1-0 grounded to Caleb Jordan, throws on the bag at 1. Get the out at first, but the run does come in a score. Doubledays now increase the lead to 3, 4-1.
And Jordan was playing far back enough to where a look at home wasn't even on his mind, and probably a good idea too. I don't think they would have gotten Tavares coming home anyway, even with a perfect throw.
So the first pitch to Ethan Smith as we roll it back up to the top of the lineup. Misses. So 1-0.
But on gum days, it was either Big League Chew or bubble tape. And we would all just jam the entire pack of Big League Chew or bubble tape in our mouth.
Yeah. 1-0 misses. 2-0. For me, it was half and half. So, and it all depended on how many quality at bats you had. So, the first 5 would get, or the first 12 would get Big League Chew, and the rest would get the bubble tape. 2-1 grounded to Kiefer, and that'll do it. But 1 run comes in to score for the Doubledays. They increase the lead to 4. It is now 4-1.
Auburn with 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Tarp Skunks, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Spitaleri Kiefer and back to the top of the order for Grant Moore. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Tarp Skunks been getting on base. It's one thing that you can't take away from. But the thing is that they need to drive in runs. It's what you got to do. I know that that's a lot easier said than done. But when you're trailing by 3 in a game that's only goes 7 innings, you got to do something about it.
Well, we'll see if the Skunks can finally solve the mystery of Joseph Williams. Has been pretty efficient up to this point.
Now they're going to bring in Sean Spitaleri. He grounded out to second base. Back in Geneva, worked in a 3-for-4 ball game.
Actually, both these pitchers have been efficient.
First pitch to Spitaleri misses in the dirt.
That was pitch number 68 for Williams. Brian has 69.
1-0. Driven back up the middle. Fielded by Shoop. Throws on the first. And they get Spitaleri at first. That was not an easy play at all.
Not an easy play at all. And for Williams, he reached back with his bare hand like he was trying to field it. Sharp off the bat to Spitaleri. Problem is, there's just a lot of backspin on it. So when it hit the grass, it slowed up. Gave enough time for Shoop to slide over and make the play.
That's going to bring in Tito Kiefer. He singled. First pitch for Kiefer. Catches the outside corner for a strike.
Got to respect any ball player who uses Smooth by Santana as their walk-up song.
0-1. Up high for a ball. And talk about the wrist tape. Tito Kiefer has the dyno tape there.
Oh, he's the Dino boy today.
Yeah.
All right.
So 0-1, that's a chopper fouled at the Tarp Skunks dugout. Auburn with 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Tarp Skunks 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. And the 1-2 to Kiefer, swung on and missed. And that'll do it for Kiefer as he sat down on strikes. And we're going to roll it back to the top of the lineup. It's Grant Moore.
Rotator fielder, number 2, Grant Moore.
Grant Moore, 1 for 2. Singled. A fielder's choice.
And it was hit trying to steal second on a hit and run by Eric Weeks.
Squares to bunt, pulls back. 1-0 on the first pitch.
And the book is out on Grant Moore here in the third at bat. Third baseman Moore himself creeping in on the grass in anticipation.
And the 1-0 popped up. And calling everybody off is Monahan. And that'll do it for the Tarp Skunks. They go down 1-2-3 very quickly. We head to the top of the 6th. Doubledays still up 4-1.
Monahan, Moore, and Bats due up for the Auburn Doubledays as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Eli Bryant still on the mound for the Tarp Skunks. He will start his 6th inning of work, and here to tell you all about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Eli Bryant starting his 6th inning of work, and despite him only giving up 4 runs, he's still having a pretty impressive game here. Only giving up 5 hits. First pitch foul down the third base side.
And just judging by the lack of activity in any bullpen, it looks like these guys are going to go at least 6, if not completes here.
Most likely. Second pitch fouled behind the dish. So Monahan quickly behind the count 0-2.
And that would be back-to-back complete games for Tarp Skunks pitchers.
I think it will be good though, especially having to go up against Batavia tomorrow. So the 0-2 fouled, and we're going to do it again.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of game management's coming in here. You still want to win this game. You still want to win game 2, but you also need to prep for Batavia.
The 0-2, chop back up the middle to the pitcher, throws on to Nolan Smith, and they get the out at first.
Third baseman, number 15, Chase Moore.
So Chase Moore due up. Singled and grounded out. So he is 1 for 2 on the day. You know, when I look at Auburn's uniforms here, it looks like the Nationals. First pitch, Chase Moore misses. Reminds me of the Nationals solid blue jersey.
Oh yeah, the Natty's alternate jerseys.
Yeah. The 1-0 foul down third or first base side. Or you can even say the Twins alternate jerseys.
I haven't seen a Twins game in too long, so I couldn't vouch for that.
Well, you're not missing out on them. The 1-1 catches the zone for a strike. 1-2.
One of these days I'll get out there to catch a ball game. I got to start knocking some ballparks off my list.
I knocked a couple. Wrigley, U.S. Cellular. The 1-2 misses.
Well, I've been here this is going on 4 years now. And I still haven't even been to Cleveland or Pittsburgh. They're only 2.5 hours away.
2-2 the count. Up high for a ball, and now the count is full.
What kills me is Washington, D.C. and Baltimore are only about 4 hours away. I haven't been out there yet either.
I would like to see Pittsburgh. I want to see if it's actually as small as it looks. Swung on and missed. It's Chase Moore. He goes down on strikes, and so 2 gone here in the top of the 6th.
Well, there are 2 ballparks, possibly 3, that I will never step foot in, ever.
Well, your rival, the Dodgers.
Dodger Stadium being one, Yankee Stadium being another one, and possibly Citi Field where the Mets play, but I don't really hate the Mets. I just hate the concept of going to New York City or anywhere near it.
First pitch to Justin Betts misses. 1-0. The 1-0 catches the zone for a strike. I was at the Red Stadium. That is a pretty nice ballpark.
Great American Ballpark?
Yeah, that's a pretty nice ballpark.
That one looks intimate.
Wrigley Field is a lot bigger than it looks like.
That is very true. I was surprised.
Swung on and missed is Justin Betts, and so
the one time I was at Wrigley, I sat 10 rows behind home plate.
1-2 outside for a ball.
I feel a little spoiled, because those are the best seats in the house. But part of me Yeah, almost wants to shell out the extra money to sit on the rooftops across the street.
2-2. Just misses the outside corner. 3-2 the count.
I want to get to Fenway.
Fenway.
I don't really have a reason to go to Boston.
Full count to Justin Betts. And Eli Bryant loses him. And he walks.
Well, I mean, I guess I do kind of have a reason to go to Boston. My wife is big into the witchcraft stuff and would love to go to Salem.
I would like to go to Rogers Stadium.
Up in Toronto?
Yeah.
Well, you'll be up there the end of the month. Are the Jays playing?
I think they're playing the Mets, if I'm not mistaken.
You might have to look into that.
First pitch for William Ragland. In there for a strike. I would like to go to that Mets game because Bo Bichette coming back to the Blue Jays.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see what kind of reception that the crowd gives him there.
The 1-0 misses. 1-1 to Ragland. I think it would be treated a lot better in Toronto. Now, if it was the other case where he went to Toronto from the Mets,
yeah,
it would be different. 1-1, fouled behind the dish.
Well, Mets fans are a different breed.
I would say broaden that. Just say New York fans are different.
Yeah, that's true. They're similar but different.
A little bit. They really love their sports. 1-2 misses. So the count is even at 2. Justin Betts at first. Nolan Smith covering the bag.
And now I got to get back to Atlanta to go to Truist.
Oh, Truist is really nice. That's a ground ball to Tito Kiefer. Throws on to first, and they get the out. And that'll do it for Auburn. One left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Auburn still up 4-1.
Tarp Skunks looking to figure out Joseph Williams as he starts his 6th inning of work. They'll send up Eric Weeks, Nolan Smith, and Paul Delanto to do just that. And being sent up to the mic, it is Jalen Ferguson.
One thing me and Eli Bryant have in common is we're both going to pitch complete games. I'm going to pitch a full game speaking, and he most likely might pitch a full game actually on the mound.
Yeah, I see nothing going on in the Tarp Skunks bullpen, so it's probably going to be him for the 2nd. And why not? He's pitched a decent ball game. If this was not a doubleheader and a straight 9-inning game, he could go for possibly 8.
Possibly. First pitch to Eric Weeks misses outside. You know, the pacing of this game has been really fast. Low scoring, low hits. As the 1-0 catches the zone for Eric Weeks, 1-1. It's been very fast here.
Yeah, it's been rolling right along.
Eric Weeks fouls the 1-1. 1-2 the count for Eric Weeks.
As the song goes, cruising on a Sunday afternoon.
I mean, it is a Sunday afternoon, and they are cruising right now.
90 pitches for Eli Bryan up to this point.
But I think with a doubleheader, you just got to find the fun in this.
Oh, yeah.
1-2. Eric Weeks, that's a ground ball up the middle. Scooped up by Shoop, throws on to first. And Eric Weeks is out at first.
Nice play by Shoop, watching that ball into his glove. Charging it before it hit the short hop. I think if he had stood and waited, Weeks would have been able to beat that out by a step and a half. But aggressive on defense, charged that ball, got it in, got Weeks by a step and a half.
So that's going to bring in Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith singled and walked. So he has a 1-for-1 game here. First pitch to Smith, catches the inside or the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. Nolan Smith has that power. Yeah, 1 misses. 1-1 to Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith does have that power to drive it, but the wind right now is blowing from center to left. And the 1-1 misses. 2-1. It's been blowing from right to left.
When it has been blowing.
It's been on and off. That one in there first strike. 2-2.
And Smith either talking to himself or I'm not sure who he was talking to. He definitely did not agree with that call.
2-2. Misses the outside corner. Full count now. You know, Nolan Smith, like you said, who set a franchise record last year with the most walks. If there's anybody who knows the strike zone, it's Nolan Smith. That one fouled. So we're going to 3-2 again.
Again, no thump. That one out into the concourse.
Just above this window, actually.
Yep, Smith, the single-season franchise leader, 40 walks last year.
3-2 to Nolan Smith. Swung on and missed, and he sat down on strikes. So that's going to bring in Paul Delanto. Paul Delanto definitely due for a hit in this game. Sitting 0 for 2. He calls time. Talking to third base coach on this approach.
Probably telling him to watch the outside part of the plate because that's where Williams has been living most of the day.
Yeah. That has been the spot there Williams has been looking for. Ringing up Costello on the inside for lefties. Paul Delanto standing in here. First pitch. Check swing. According to the home plate umpire, he went around. 1-1 the count.
I think it was close enough for him to make that call. In a perfect world, you'd like to see the appeal, but
The 0-1 misses. Now the count is even at 1. Paul Delanto flew out to center field and got out via fielder's choice. Or got on via fielder's choice. The 1-1 outside and goes all the way to the backstop. 2-1.
I just realized I should probably check my blood sugar. I've been nothing but complimentary to the umpires here today. Definitely out of character.
It hasn't been like that the past 2 days.
No. I think
2-1 in the dirt. 3-1.
the only reason I make mention of it is because of how shaky the officiating was back on Friday night?
Well, it's been like that for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
3-1 to Delanto. Outside, and he draws a walk. So with 2 out, 1 aboard, that's going to bring in Dominic Costello.
You know, so I guess I owe it to the universe here to, I guess, throw out a compliment when they're actually doing well.
Well, here comes Auburn's coach. I don't think this is just going to be a conversation here, seeing how much more Williams can go. Maybe checking out his mechanics, because there's the bullpen for Auburn is quiet. Nobody on the bench. There's one person out there just stretching, but there's no catcher. So
Yeah, and Williams now just over the 90 pitch mark.
yeah. It's most likely to see how much more you can go. Because when you get up to that 100 mark, then you're on a short leash. So here's Dominic Costello, driven in the only run for the Tarp Skunks. First pitch to him in the zone for a strike. Costello singled, driven in a run, and flew out to right field. So the delivery here, and the 0-1 popped up. Calling off is Smith at left field, and that'll do it for Auburn. Or that'll do it for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. 1 left on. We go to the top of the 7th. Auburn up 4-1.
Tina Masone is the new Tarp Skunks pitcher as Eli Bryant's day is done. He pitched a pretty solid ball game, 4 runs, 6 hits, allowed through 6 innings. Masone comes in here in the 7th, and he will face Shoop, Smith, and Tavares. Here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. And even though Eli Bryant is in line for the loss here, still a pretty good outing for him. Only giving up 6 hits, giving up 4. But other than that, his performance isn't much to complain about.
For Masone, his 10th appearance, he's 5-0 with a 5.49 ERA, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 20 hits, 14 runs, 12 of those allowed, 17 walks against 21 strikeouts.
He will face Flynn Shoop here. First pitch outside in the dirt for a ball. 1-0.
Shoop has flied out and reached on a fielder's choice.
So the 1-0 to Shoop. Again outside for a ball. Tino Masone, one of those one of those pitchers that has been called upon multiple times. I wonder if Tino is ever going to get a start this season. As the 2-0 catches the zone for a strike.
I would probably assume not at this point.
I mean, yeah, that's true. At this point, probably not.
Well, you've got your rotation set.
Swung on and missed to Shoop. So now the count is even at 2.
You don't want to upset that rhythm if you don't need to.
That is true. Because now you filled in your spots for the start. 2-2, fouled. And you filled in your starts. McLean, Tatar, Tate, Camp Churchill, and Boynar. And maybe, just maybe, Joe Santos.
He might actually get the start in game 2.
Actually, yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, we haven't seen any potential lineup yet.
The 2-2 misses inside. So now the count is full to Shoop. Now, if this is the game, if this any day to do it, Joe Santos, it will be the perfect time to do it. And he did get a start in the last doubleheader. Swung on and missed, and they got Shoop. Rung him up on strikes for the first out.
Man, he didn't do it by dancing around and getting fancy. He challenged fastball on 3-2, blew it right past him.
I was going to bring in Brennan Smith. Brennan Smith has an 0 for 2 day, struck out looking and struck out swinging. The first pitch to him outside for a ball.
Masson would like to ring up the hat trick on him.
That'll be a performance Brendan Smith would like to forget. 1-0. That one in there for a strike. 1-1. So 1-1. Just misses the bottom half of the zone. 2-1.
I got called out once for hoping a player got the golden sombrero.
2-1. In there for a strike. The count is even now.
Not actually hoping, but actively rooting for. And my logic is, look, I like an 0-17 football team. I like a guy that goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Because the only way that you can go from there is up. And it's a good test of character to see how you bounce back from, you have, one of the worst possible days you can have at the plate. How do you bounce back? But nope, called out for being a horrible announcer for that.
Full count now to Brendan Smith. Outside for a ball. So he avoids the hat trick. At least for the moment, as he advances to first.
And here's the best part of that argument. I don't mind, but I mean, don't call me a horrible announcer for that. Call me a horrible human being for that. I mean, if you're gonna call me horrible, get it right.
I mean, it's all about how you bounce back from a bad performance. I will say that.
It's
first pitch to Jose Tavares. Inside for a ball.
It's easy to root for someone like Big Amish to hit 4 home runs in a game. But, 4 strikeouts, I want to see how he's going to bounce back in the next game.
1-0. That one driven out to right field. Ranging under it is Weeks. And he makes the catch for the out. So 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. That's going to bring in Miles Fontaine.
Now, I could also understand that if I was rooting for our own player to get the golden sombrero, that would probably be sus/questionable, but it was the other team.
Yeah.
You know what it was?
We all know what that was.
No, it was Batavia. That's why.
First pitch to Fontaine, catches the zone for a strike, 0 for 1.
I remember that game clear as day. It was one of the last games of 2024 against Batavia.
Oh, man. The 0-1 in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. I mean, Batavia. Out of an enlisted reaction like that, it doesn't surprise me that it was them, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
1-1. Fontaine outside. Branston Lindquist popped up like that first.
It lets you know that the rivalry just doesn't exist between the players.
Like you said, it doesn't exist between the players. It trickles down to everyone.
Everything, yep.
2-1 in the zone for a strike. Count is even. And Tino Masson wants to get out of this inning with 1 left on.
You know, that's... I'm not afraid to walk into Batavia. I don't have any trepidation. I just don't want to at this point.
2-2 inside, misses. 3-2 the count. Yeah, that is true. But Batavia...
I almost want to make them a deal. I almost want to say, look, we won't show up tomorrow if you guys don't show up Wednesday.
That's actually a pretty good deal. 3-2 misses. So now 2 aboard here in the top of the 7th. That's going to bring in Michael Ambrosio.
But I will still be there tomorrow. You'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
He'll be here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we'll all get along up here.
In the friendly confines. First pitch to Ambrosio, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Like you said, that rivalry doesn't stay in the rims of this diamond here. It's everywhere.
It's going to be interesting.
0-1 misses outside.
Because, you know, again, nothing's set in stone, but you just have this feeling it's going to come down to Batavia and Jamestown for the Western Division title.
Well, it's like what I said against Batavia. No matter what lane we go down is going to end with Batavia. And Ambrosio swung on and missed at the 1-2, or the 1-1. So now the count is 1-2. Tino Masson looking to ring him up here. So 1-2. Ground ball to Caleb Jordan. Cannot field it cleanly. So the bases are loaded.
And that will be an error on Jordan at short. First error of the ball game for the Tarp Skunks.
I think the runner Smith kind of messed up him reading the bounce there.
And it was also a pretty slow hit ball too, so there might have been a little trying to force the issue, get the ball in the glove, and then figure out where you were going to throw it to.
So as we roll it back to the top of the lineup, Ethan Smith, and he is shown to be a problem today. 2 singles grounded out to Kiefer. So he's working in a 2-for-3 day. First pitch for him missed. So the 1-0 misses again. 2-0. You know, with Jamestown and Batavia, it's kind of like the Bears and the Packers. Because no matter what route we go, it's just going to end with them.
As we're going to get a conversation on the mound. Zone falling behind 2-0 and, you know, can't afford to give up another run here. Down 3, would like to keep it that way going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Getting 4 runs is not outside the Tarp Skunks' purview. They showed that they could do it against the best of them, against Batavia on Friday night.
Did it against Newark.
Did it against the best of clubs and not so much the best of clubs.
But it all matters that they were able to do it, you know. But and again, you want to keep it at a maintainable lead. When you get above 3, then you gotta worry. That's the 2-0 outside for a ball. Nintino really needs to find the zone here. So 3-0 with the bases loaded. That one in there for a strike. Ethan Smith thought that it was ball 4.
I think he knew it was a strike, but was just trying to sell it as ball 4 anyway.
Sometimes you get them, but these umpires today, you haven't. 3-1. Popped up, coming in, and chasing for it, and falling foul. Nobody can get to it. So now the count is full, and everybody has to reset. Teddy Monahan on deck. 3-2. Everybody going. Driven out to center field. Grant Moore arranging under it. Makes the catch for the out, and that'll do it. Auburn leave the bases loaded as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Tarp Skunks as they are down. It is 4-1.
For the Tarp Skunks, so we go to the bottom of the 7th, game 1 of this doubleheader. Joseph Williams on the mound looking for the complete game. He will be opposing C.J. Dugan, Caleb Jordan, and Branston Lindquist. Here to tell you about it, it's Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Pinch hitter for C.J. Dugan is JRC. He most likely is going to get the start next game. First pitch to JRC, fouled out of play.
JRC, who redshirted his freshman season at Maryland, hitting .304 on the season.
And the 0-1, it's a single through the infield. So JRC leads it off with a single.
Chalk up another hit for JRC's batting average. That's going to get it close to 310.
It really gives Tarp Skunks something to work with here. Caleb Jordan 0 for 2 today. First pitch to him outside for a ball.
Moore at third, playing extremely in. Got his heels on the infield grass now, but as soon as Williams comes to a set, he takes a couple extra steps in.
And the 1-0 foul just over the first base bag.
Inches, just by inches.
That could have been some trouble there.
Yeah, it could have. Bats did not get a good jump on that ball at first.
So 1-1 to Caleb Jordan. Inside, and it misses. Caleb Jordan looking to turn his game around. JRC at first. And the 2-1 is a single that drops just in front of Monahan. So 2 singles, 2 on. This could be trouble for the Doubledays. And with nobody warmed up in the dugout or in the bullpen.
From Kent State, number 44, Nate Muncy.
So there's going to be a pinch runner at second. It's most likely going to be Jackson Enders, I think that is. And Nate Muncy. Nate Muncy pinch hitting for Branston Lindquist. And Nate Muncy was the hero back in the Newark game. First pitch to him fouled at the plate. 0-1 the count. Nate Muncy can prove to be clutch in this spot right here.
3 consecutive left-handers against Williams, and Spitaleri on deck, also a left-hander.
Well, it's shown that Williams has struggled against lefties today. So the 0-1, and it's a ground ball up the middle. Jackson Enders rounding third. He's coming to the plate. Throw, no. Enders is going to stay at third. No throw to the plate. Bases are loaded. And that's going to bring in Sean Spitaleri.
Couple of ground outs for the Tarp Skunks third baseman here today, but an opportunity to drive home some runs here as Williams getting close to the 100 pitch mark. He's got to be feeling a bit fatigued out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a risk to have Williams. First pitch to Spitaleri inside, but catches the zone. 0-1.
That was pitch number 99, and no action in the Auburn bullpen.
So the 100th pitch here. That one popped up. Coming in is Monahan, makes the catch. Jackson Enders does not go, and who? That was going to be a play at the plate.
Yeah, that was a very online throw from Monahan out in center field.
So that's going to bring in Tito Kiefer here. Kiefer, 1 for 2, singled and struck out.
Yeah, and even though there's only 1 out, a sacrifice fly is not good enough here.
Swung on and missed at the first pitch. 0-1.
They need a hit.
They need a hit. And stepping off is Williams. Enders at third. Caleb Jordan at second. Muncy at first. Tito Kiefer. And the 0-1 misses. 1-1. Tito Kiefer driving in the tying run back in the Batavia game 2 nights ago. With a 1-1. Just misses outside.
And Williams is throwing everything on that outside corner to the right-hander Kiefer.
That's part of the reason why he struggled against against lefties.
And again, Ambrosio playing shallow and right.
Check swing. Home field umpire did not see him swing. 3-1 for Kiefer. On deck is Grant Moore, the top of the lineup. And Kiefer thought he drew a walk throwing the bat, but instead it is strike 2. So now Kiefer has a full count here.
You got to protect the outside part of the plate, and if you're Williams, you know that. You're probably going to be coming inside with something.
Outside is the 3-2, and so Kiefer is aboard. Enders is going to score, and so the lead is dwindled down to 2. And that's going to bring in Grant Moore. Doubleday is still up 4-2.
Well, throw conventional wisdom out the window. Williams likes that outside.
Anthony Trummer will be pinch running for Tito Kiefer. So Grant Moore singled back in the first and nothing else for him. Working in a 1-for-3 game. But here we go. First pitch for Moore in the zone for a strike.
Still only one out. Want to try to avoid hitting anything into the ground.
The 0-1 fouled, and so Grant Moore is quickly behind 0-2.
And the last time he was in an 0-2 position, he lined one into right field for a base hit.
Grant Moore does a lot better when he is quickly behind. So the 0-2 delivery. Driven, foul, just down the third base side.
Matt's got a better jump on that one than he did the earlier one down the first base line.
Caleb Jordan at third, Muncie at second, Traumer at first. Grant Moore at the dish. Sitting in with an 0-2 count. And the delivery, that one down the third base line. Stepping on the bag is Bates. They get the out at first, but Caleb Jordan comes across to score. Tarp Skunks down 4-3. And here comes Eric Weeks. And that's most likely going to be it for Williams here.
Well, that will be. That's going to be, I don't know, it's the first meeting of the mound.
Well, even still, he's over 100 pitches here.
But they've got nobody warmed up in the pen.
That's just stretching and tossing there.
That might be the starter for game 2. As it looks like they're finally sending someone with a catcher's net down to the bullpen.
I think that's for an emergency. Catcher doesn't even have his stuff on. So here is Eric Weeks. Eric Weeks has been silent today. 0 for 3, did come around to score. So first pitch for Eric Weeks fouled. So 0-1 to Weeks. That one driven. That's going to touch down. One run's going to score. Here it comes. And Tremor is across. That'll do it for the Tarp Skunks here in game 1. Eric Weeks walks it off on a 2 RBI single. Tarp Skunks take game 1 by a final score of 5-4. 8-4.
Oh my goodness. Eric Weeks continuing to drive in runs, getting even closer to that single season record. But when they needed a big time hit, he was there to deliver, and the Tarp Skunks, who were held at bay through 6 innings, finally cracked through with 4 in the 7th to walk it off against Auburn.
So the Tarp Skunks now improve their record 22-7-2 after the score 5-4. We will come back in 30 minutes for game 2. For Dre